Hello Tampa Prep. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a few tips and tricks to save battery life on either your iPad or iPhone or any other iDevice you may have. So let's get started here with the first tip. Alright, so the first tip I have for you guys to save your battery is to turn off your Bluetooth when it is not in use. So Bluetooth, as cool as it is, can eat up your battery life if you just leave it on. So if you're using an external keyboard, like if you have an iPad case with a keyboard, you're gonna want to have Bluetooth on because that keyboard requires Bluetooth in order to function. But if you're not using a keyboard or something, just turn your Bluetooth off because it will save you battery, and Bluetooth does eat up your battery. So in order to do this, swipe up from the bottom of your screen and the control center will open, and just tap the little Bluetooth icon and it'll say Bluetooth is off. You can also do this by going into the settings, clicking on the Bluetooth tab, then clicking on this slider that says on and off and turn it to off. So that will help improve your battery. On to the next tip. Okay, Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi, it can kind of drain your battery a little bit, but if you're using it, then I would highly recommend to leave it on during the school day because you're probably going to need it in every class. For example, if you need to go on haiku or something, or check your email, you're going to need Wi-Fi. But if you're at home or somewhere else doing something on your iPad that doesn't require Wi-Fi, then turn it off because it can somewhat drain your battery. And yeah, so in order to turn this off, it's much like Bluetooth. You just swipe up the control center and click the little Wi-Fi icon in order to turn it off. Alternatively, you can go into your settings, click the Wi-Fi tab, and then tap on the little slider that says on and off. Alright, very simple to do. On to the next tip. Turn down your brightness. This is a really big one that a lot of people don't know about and can help you save a lot of your battery. So the higher brightness is, the more battery it takes up. So just swipe up the control center and slide down the brightness. It's on the little panel with the two suns. Just slide it down about halfway, maybe a little bit less, and that will save you battery. So the higher it is, the more battery it takes up to show that display, and the lower it is, the less battery it takes up because the display isn't as bright. So just make sure that's about halfway and you should be good to go. Alright, so turning off the parallax effect. The parallax effect was implemented in iOS 7, and it's the animation thing that when you turn your iPad, the apps kind of move around with it. So that takes up battery along with the other animations added into iOS 7. Like when you close out of an app, it shows all the apps kind of going into the home screen. You probably know what I'm talking about. Anyways, all of that drains your battery. So in order to fix that, or not fix it, turn it off, you're going to want to go into your settings, click on the General tab, scroll down till you find Accessibility, tap on that, scroll down till you find Reduce Motion, click that tab, and then in Reduce Motion you'll see a slider that says Turn Reduce Motion On. You're just going to want to slide that over to where it says on. Then the parallax effect and all those animations will be disabled, and it will save your battery because your device doesn't have to run those animations, which takes up battery to do so. So hopefully that didn't sound too complicated. Anyways, on to the next tip. Use non-dynamic wallpapers or static wallpapers. So the dynamic wallpapers were implemented into iOS 7, and they're the wallpapers with the moving circles on them. So if you've ever gone to the wallpaper tab in settings and clicked on wallpaper, you'll see a thing that says dynamic, and it has those wallpapers with the moving dots or moving circles. And like the parallax effect and animations, those take up battery because your device has to run the animations in that wallpaper. Although it may look cool, it takes up your battery. So just use a picture, something like that, a static wallpaper that doesn't move, and that will save you more battery than if you were to use a dynamic wallpaper. Alright, next tip we have here. Okay, this is a very important one, is to close out of all the apps that are running in the background. So what does this mean? If you're in an app and you close out and open another app, the app that you just closed out of is still running. And if it's still running, it's still taking up your battery. So, how do you get rid of it? You double tap your home button, then a screen like this should appear, the picture right here, and find the app that you want to close out of. You just swipe up and it will close down the app, so it's not running anymore and it's not taking up your battery anymore. A lot of people don't know about this and they just leave all their apps running, which is very detrimental to their battery, and it will drain it very quickly. So just be aware of the apps that you have running and make sure to close them down if they're not in use. So on to the next tip. What do we have? Okay, this one might come as a shocker, and it is to periodically drain your battery all the way. So just drain your battery all the way down to 0% until your phone dies and it needs to be plugged in. This serves as kind of a reset for your device's battery and can actually help improve battery life. But you're going to want to do this probably once a month, no more than that, because it can start to damage your battery if you do it more. So this is just kind of a thing to be aware of. Every once in a while, just do this, and you may see some improvements in your battery life. Alright, next slide. Okay, this one is kind of the opposite of the last slide, but is do not let your battery percentage get below 25%. 25% is a good number to judge by, because after that it will start to damage your battery. So if your battery life gets below 25%, 20% too often, it will start to damage your battery. Okay, what does that mean exactly? Well, your battery won't stay charged as long, which means you'll have to charge your iDevice more, and you won't be able to use it as long. So this one is also extremely important. So really be aware of what your battery life is. Okay, so the last tip on how to save your battery life is to turn off your AirDrop. Like many other features in this presentation, AirDrop was added when iOS 7 was released, and AirDrop is the feature that lets you drop files to other people without having to email them or send it to them by some other means. So AirDrop is really cool. I like it a lot, but it can eat up your battery if you just leave it on all the time, because AirDrop requires Bluetooth to function, and Bluetooth, like we saw on the first slide, will take up your battery. So turn off your AirDrop when you're not using it. The only time you really need it is if someone is going to airdrop you a file or you're going to airdrop a file to someone else. But otherwise, just turn off your airdrop. And to do so, slide up your control center. There should be a little section titled airdrop. Click it. Then a window like this should appear in the picture, and click on off. Then your airdrop will be off. You don't have to worry about it taking up your battery. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation, and hopefully you guys will use some of these tips to help save battery life on your iDevices. Thank you.